It is now evident that Igbos are not valued in Nigeria. I repeat, it is now evident that Igbos are not valued in Nigeria. Now, the governor of the state of North Carolina, Josh Stein, declares June 14th, 2025 as Igbo Day in North Carolina and commend its observance to all citizens. The governor of North Carolina dedicates June 14th, 2025 as Igbo Day in the US state and is asking all citizens in that state to recognize that date. An Igbo man is not respected and recognized in Nigeria. One Nigeria is a scam. One Nigeria will not make an Igbo man realize and use his potentials. Now we know the state of the Igbos in Nigeria today. Look at Nnamdi Kanu. Look at the appointments. Look at development. The Igbo man is being detested. I don't know why. Eshore said that the hatred of an Igbo man is in the blood, DNA of every Nigerian. But this is far away United States, whereby the Igbos are being recognized. June 14th, note it now, is called Igbo Day in North Carolina. Now, look at the statement, the address. There are thousands of Igbo people in North Carolina, some of whom have lived here for over 50 years. The Igbos are committed to preserving and promoting their rich cultural heritage from Nigeria. Igbos in North Carolina are encouraged to connect, celebrate, and support one another, fostering a strong sense of unity, bonding, and belonging. This is not my statement. This is from the governor of North Carolina. Now, the Igbo community aspires to create an environment where their members thrive, tradition flourish, and their contributions to society are recognized and valued. The Igbo people, their contributions to every society they find themselves, according to this US state, it is recognized and valued. Now, an Igbo man leaves his state, travels out all over the world, finds a place to stay, he contributes immensely to that area, to that place. He never wants to be an idle person. He wants to be part of the system and contribute his quota to the development of any community he finds himself. Wherever you see an Igbo man, he's always working. He's always doing something beneficial to any place. See, anywhere you find him. Niger Republic or Niger Republic. Niger Republic, the border with Castina. The border with Castina, Niger Republic. There is a shop, just when you cross Castina to the next place, just like a stone throw. At the border between Nigeria and Niger Republic, an Igbo man owns one of the most sophisticated businesses there. His name is Ifeanyi. So wherever the Igbos find themselves, they are always useful in their society. But why is it that the Nigerian state despises the Igbo? Why is it that the Nigerian state despises the Igbo? Now, if you are celebrating Igbo celebrations in some other areas in Nigeria, they tell you that this is not, in the same Nigeria, they call it one Nigeria. In the same Nigeria, they will tell you that we don't bring your masquerade here. Now, this is a US state far away from Nigeria, recognizing the value the Igbo people are bringing to the community. Look at Nnamdi Kanu, look at the prosecution, look at the state of Igbo people in Nigeria. We are not in the presidency, we are not in the economy, in quotes, when it comes to appointments, we are not there. When it comes to development, we are not there. But when it comes to taking our resources, using it for other places, we are always there. You want to draw a pipe. The Southeast is rich in gas deposits, and also they have oil. The government that does not like the Igbo people, in quote, will take their resources, use it for other places, use it for budget, use it for other places. But they are dragging their steps, bringing development that the people want in the Southeast. I will read comments of some people and you understand what I'm talking about. An Igbo man is an asset wherever he goes. I'm an Igbo man and I know I'm an asset. An Igbo man is is a tangible product. Some people say that anywhere in the world you go, you do not see an Igbo man, there's no progress there. But why is it that the Nigerian government, the Nigerian system does not like an Igbo man? It is because the system is ruled by oppressors. People that doesn't want people to come out. See, during the war, most Igbos were in the northern part of Nigeria doing a lot for themselves. Wherever there's opportunities, you see an Igbo man there. Most of our engineers, most of our accountants, they were even in charge of most of the northern ministries because an Igbo man is a hard worker. An Igbo man wants to aspire. Some people mistake it for dominance or wanting to take over. An Igbo man will not take over anybody's economy or anybody's political space. An Igbo man is interested in being fruitful where he is and also contribute to the development of the place. When you go to the southwest, we have the Igbos there. Let's use Lagos for example. You see, my people that have shops, if you know what the local government, you know the kind of little taxes they contribute. What brings development? The people brings development. Businesses bring development. Where we have demand, supply, flourishing brings development. That is when the government wants to do a road. You see, in some places, if there's no road, people might not come to that area. But when they do roads, people will always want to come because the infrastructure and development, they go hand in hand. So Nigeria is a country that despises the Igbo people and would never get to any point, would never succeed if they continue in what they are doing. So if you doubt this, let me read the final statement of the governor of North Carolina. North Carolina is a state in the United States. Therefore, I, Josh Stein, governor of the state of North Carolina, do hereby proclaim June 14th, 2025 as Igbo Day in North Carolina and commend its observance to all citizens. That is the proclamation. Okay? Let me read some reactions from people on this Igbo Day because I know why I'm bringing out this broadcast. Whereas Igbos in Nigeria are not welcomed with open arms by their supposed fellow compatriots, whereas Igbos in Nigeria are suspected to be domineering due to their enterprising nature, which scares those other tribes, whereas Igbos will keep excelling and excelling. You know one thing I love about the Igbos? I'm trying to praise my people today. Everybody has their own advantage. Is the more you keep persecuting the Igbos, the more they find reasons to excel. The more you keep oppressing them, the more they find reasons to shine out and excel. It's just like maybe that thing, that evil or that limitation you are bringing to them gives them more like to do more. People are surprised at, like, with all these things done to the Igbos during the war, 20 pounds and all this. They're surprised that when you go to some streets, you see some houses. So now Igbo get this. And Igbos will not want to talk. They'll just do it silently. You'll be shocked. Igbos this. The last election we had P2B winning that election and beating Tinubu is the genesis of what is going on today. There is a calculated plan to clip the wings, to render the efforts of Igbos useless in Nigeria. There is a calculated plan to silence the Igbos economically, politically. Look at the politics. We don't have anybody politically. Who are those? That is from the people, that is accepted by the people. A P2B, political elites in the southeast are not even supporting a P2B. But in the north, they have their own political elites. At least they have surrendered to the Fulani. In the southwest, they have their political elites. So according to Shore, it seems like there is a memo given to every other person in the corridors of power that don't allow the Igbo excel to a very point. It's like there's a memo, according to Shore. Because those ones, they have experience. They know what they're talking about. And most times, if you go to some ministries, you go to some federal ministries, just bearing the Igbo name, you might not get what you are deserving of. They just don't want to. They just want to keep oppressing you. They just want you to play the second, third fiddle in Nigeria. I experienced my own fair share. That's why the Igbos, they look at every other resolve. They look at every other way they can survive in the midst of the rejection, in the midst of the denigration, in the midst of the limitation. So, somebody says, that's who we are. We are Igbos, a people rooted in resilience, excellence, and unity. No matter where we find ourselves, we contribute meaningfully to the social, cultural, and economic fabric of our communities. This proclamation by Governor Justin is one that is powerful. Somebody was now asking Grok, like an AI, to confirm whether it is true. You know, there are some information, some reports that people find too good to be true. And they'll go be asking, or Google it, or ask Grok, or ask Chat GTP or AI or what have you, to confirm. Now, this is what Grok says. He says, yes, I can confirm that North Carolina Governor Josh Stein issued a proclamation on May 21, 2005, declaring June 14, 2005 as Igbo Day. This recognizes the Igbo community contributions to the state's economy, culture, and civic life. Igbo's contribution, the community contribution to the state's economy, culture, and civic life. The proclamation aligns with North Carolina's practice of honoring diverse groups, as seen with Indigenous Peoples Day and others. No significant criticism has surfaced, but questions about equity among cultural recognitions could arise. The document appears authentic based on official state sources. So it is true. Those that are doubting, it is true. Now we have the May 30 Biafra Day. The Nigerian government refused to recognize Biafra Day. Ohaneze is playing ping pong, hiki panky, on the same Biafra Day. The other regions refuse to recognize what the Igbos went through. Since you are bringing them back into the fold, you're not recognizing the sacrifice they went through. And because of these main reasons, history is being rooted out from our system so that people will not have access to what really transpired from different sources and make their own judgment. The Nigerian state is limiting the Igbo man. I repeat, the Nigerian state is limiting the potentials of the Igbo man. That is why we are asking for restructuring, so that everybody go face in own. A stranger who is the West, does not hate the Igbo like the so-called one Nigeria seem to hate the Igbos. I've had my own fair share. I'm not talking because they say, oh, I saw it read here. I'm talking because I've had my experiences. Whether it is conscious or unconscious, I just know that there's a certain, I'm not a bigot. Most of the people I've supported are not even Igbos. If you know me, you can confirm that. I've supported a lot of people, however, in my own little way. I don't discriminate. I'm just so happy that I'm Igbo and an Igbo man, and if I come back the next life, I want to become an Igbo man, because there's this special thing about the Igbo person, is that he survives against all odds, no matter what. Against all odds, the Igbo man is a survivor, a resilient man. But because of some people already, maybe it is in their DNA, or they are wired to have that kind of hatred. Somehow they just showed that kind of hatred to me, like Omoibo Lele, this one, Omoibo. I was in a conversation, the person never knew I understood Igbo. What he said showed me that some parents, they tell their children to hate a particular people. This is I experience. This one is they don't tell me. You understand? What am I trying to say? There's no how. Nigeria needs the people like the Igbos. There's no how. You need people like the Igbos. I had a conversation with a Yoruba man today. He said the only problem we have in Nigeria is that the reason why the North is just bullying everybody is because the Igbos and Yorubas, they have not found a common ground to unite. The issue of the civil war, however, which is actually being fought between the North and the Southeast, somehow there is something wrong at every point we meet. There's something wrong. And I think and I believe it is the politicians that are showing this hatred. Some parents also are showing the hatred, whether it is from the Igbo or Yoruba. Everybody just programmed to hate each other. But when you see Igbos, they go abroad. They are not limited to opportunities. They are not limited to employment. They are not limited to appointments. But in the same Nigeria that some Fulani will tell you the unity of Nigeria is non-negotiable, the same people are limiting some persons from getting some positions. They know how they do it. They are politicians. You cannot describe the actions of a politician. Politician are politician. Me, I'm a politician. I can tell you. They know how they manufacture words to, or find a way to exclude you from the scheme of things. Don't put you at the national table. When last do we have an Igbo president? When last do we have an Igbo vice president? When last do we have an Igbo Senate president? Because people are afraid. Some people say, don't allow these people to get you to power. If they get to power, they will do this, and do that. Okay, we agree. Don't allow them get to power. Those that have been handling the positions of authority, what have they done with it? What have they done with it? So, I'm very happy that it is clear to everyone that the disservice Nigeria is doing to the Igbo people will never allow Nigeria progress. We can keep saying all what we can say. We can banter from now to tomorrow. You have right to comment and put down your statement. But so far, the Nigerian state is unfair to the Igbo people. I know where I'm particular. There are other tribes that are being marginalized, we know. But how many other tribes are putting down the effort to be recognized? The effort to make things better like the Igbos. How many other tribes are putting this effort? It is the Igbos you find in almost every part of Nigeria. But you hardly find, the population of Igbos you find in every part of Nigeria is substantial. At least top four population of tribes in every state, you must find an Igbo person. If you look at the Southeast, many people don't live Southeast. Most of them are abroad, greener pastures, left, right, center. So the sacrifices that Igbos are making, because however, they believe that me leaving my village, going to the town or wherever there's opportunity, to start doing well, doing better, start taking over, taking positions, getting involved in politics in that area. That's what Igbos do. Anywhere they get to, they take it as their place. Yes, anywhere an Igbo man gets to, he take it as his own place, where he's going to. Most times, he wants to identify. I don't know what to say. but it's so unfortunate that we are being treated this way, and we are asking that since we are being treated this way, we don't be part of a system that will quench our light. Give us Biafra, even though it is the 5 plot of lands, according to one president like that, one ex-former president. Give us Biafra. Give Biafra Nanogri. Empower Igbos Nanogri. Bring development to the Southeast now, Nanogri. Do this Nanogri. Okay, treat us fairly. Justice. Let there be justice. We know. The Nigerian state is looking for every opportunity to attack the Igbo man. If they want to start protest now, maybe the Igbo man, now in the start protest, maybe the person really wants the better for the country. But because he's an Igbo man, they will take it tribal. They will just take it to another place. When I see some comments on social media about the Igbo people from some other persons, I just believe that you people don't understand who the Igbos are. You don't understand them. You don't really understand. And you cannot benefit from them if you don't understand them. An Igbo man is somebody who wants to get things done if given the opportunity. An Igbo man is somebody who wants to be outstanding in everything that he does. He loves competition, and he will be well to play competition. When there is competition, that is when the economy is booming. Competition make economy boom. For instance, look at markets. Look at markets. Some other people, if I'm selling bread here, no other person should, maybe there's a line or a street. The mentality of other people, if I'm selling bread here, no other person should sell bread along the street. No other person. But if you Igbo, 20 people will sell the same bread. They like competition. And it will help them look at how they can survive and keep customers. Some people will pay, we go and do juju, we pay enforcement to make sure that you are not selling the same thing they are selling, because they don't want competition. They just want to take over everything, and they are the only one benefiting. That is not the Igbo man. The Igbo man is a competitive person, and competition brings growth. Look at markets in Nigeria, where we have the Igbos. It always flourish, and the local government, the Bale or the traditional rulers in that area also benefit. Where there's a colossus of people doing the same thing, it attracts flies. For instance, you want to repair your phone. Other people are repairing phones in your street, but you have to go to a certain place because of the people coming together and making it bubble. So thank God that even though we are not recognized in Nigeria, people that know the value of an Igbo man, they still know the value of an Igbo man. Even our leaders in Nigeria have been infected by the Fulani virus. They don't value the Igbo people. They're just there for money. To what end? May God help us.